Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. As you all know, my name is Crystal Pruitt, and the purpose of this speech tonight is for a class that I'm attending at LETU University, and the speech covers my personal journey of faith. As far as the personal journey of faith, I really feel like it's more about the ride than the final destination. And as you all know, by going on rides, there's lots of ups and downs and twists and turns along the way. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, is my journey and all the twists and turns. My journey of faith started at a very young age. When I was 3 years old, I can remember knowing a song that covered all the books of the New Testament. My mother was a preschool teacher, and it was at a Christian school, and that's where I attended school. My parents were married until I was 16. However, my father worked out of town a lot, and when he was home, he really didn't feed us spiritually. So my mother really laid the foundation for my faith. And I'm sure you can all remember who laid the foundation for your faith as well. For several years, our attendance at church was very sporadic. In the third grade, we moved to Wyoming, and we stopped going to church altogether for a while. One weekend, my mother answered an ad in the local newspaper, and it was for a couple that lived in our town who were looking for other people to come over to their house and fellowship with them. So before long, we were going and meeting with them, and my brother and I were doing Bible study, and about 6 months later I was baptized, which we didn't have a building to go to, so I was baptized in a local swimming pool. 4 years later, it was time to come back home to Texas, and coming back to a community and going to a much larger school, we stopped going to church altogether at that point. When I was 13 years old, my mother did start attending church again, and I was able to go with her often. I was able to attend a Christian retreat when I was 13 and really felt the presence of God in my life more probably than I'd ever felt it before. However, when the weekend was over and it was time to come home, the presence of God quickly began to fade. I was having trouble making friends with the good boys and girls, and so I built relationships with the children that came from troubled homes, which inevitably brought on a lot of trouble for me. I spent 7 years completely shut off from God, completely shut off from faith, and anything that had to do anything with that. After September 11th, 2001, my boyfriend at the time joined the Marine Corps. And he came home after boot camp, and then a few weeks later I joined as well. 4 years of being in the Marine Corps, and in 2006 I was honorably discharged, time to come home. The only thing was I was coming home with a little girl and a destroyed marriage. However, I really feel like the Marine Corps probably overall saved my life. It opened my eyes. When I left, I was a very rebellious teenager, and when I came back, I was a very well-disciplined young woman. I was very blessed when I got home. I had a job lined up. I was able to start working with a group of very spiritually strong individuals. We had Bible study in our office in the waiting room on Mondays in the afternoon. And I grew so much as a Christian at that time, just being around people with such strong faith who really gave everything to God. And I learned how to do that myself and saw how it worked in my life. 2.5 years of doing that, and my journey of faith took a really big twist and turn because I found myself jobless. I was still attending college full-time, and single mother with a mortgage payment. So I really feel like that was my true test of faith. I really gave it all to God at that point. I just knew in my heart that a door had closed because another door was about to open. I just prayed that if God would give me the opportunities, that I would really go with one that I had peace with, that I would try to go through the door that I felt that He was opening for me. I met a perfect stranger 2 weeks after I'd been laid off, and it was a very, very fast answer to my prayers, because as soon as I met that stranger in a sandwich shop, I had 3 different interviews lined up with 3 different business owners, and I had the option to choose which door I wanted to go through. So, as far as God being amazing, Within 3 weeks of being laid off, I was able to start working with another group of women. And the first day of work was really awesome because when I got there, they joined hands and said, well, I hope you don't mind, but we pray together every morning for the company, for the boss, for ourselves, and things like that. And they asked, is that okay? And I'm sure you all can figure what I said to that. So thank you so much for being here tonight, and may God bless you on your journey of faith.